Okay, so we've got everything set up here. I think we're good to go for the day. Oh, we've got a Tuesday, April 2nd, in the common era of the second millennium and the 24th year, a Billy Bratton grid edited by Joel Fagliano. And I'm just getting back from basically a 4-day trip back to the lower 48, where I spent most of my time in Texas, and I can see from the feedback monitor that I'm looking kind of red. I guess the brief moments of sun in Texas probably did something to my vitamin D levels or whatever, but I look like I have color. Go figure. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back in Germany, though it was great to be back in Texas. I can make a home anywhere. And but I never sleep on an airline. I may doze off if I'm in business class or first class because, you can lay flat and you can cover your eyes and like totally get into your little cocoon of comfort and air conditioning or whatever you want. But even then, I mostly just sit up and just drink all the free whiskey and wine I can and then get off the plane and go down into the train station and just take the train home. This time was no different, I flew back, stayed awake the entire time watching movies that I would not normally otherwise watch, like Gran Turismo and, Gran Turismo. I wouldn't normally watch that. I also watched that new one with Paul Giamatti. It was really pretty good, actually. I liked it. I think it was The Leftovers, The Holdovers, something like that, but it was all right. I was probably about 12 scotches into it at that point, and probably 4 wines. And so the point is, I don't suffer jet lag. I just get off the plane, and then I can come home. Then tonight, I'll go to sleep 9, 10 o'clock, and wake up tomorrow morning at 4:35, and goes all over again. People hate me for the same reason, for hangovers. I never get those either. I can party all night long, despite our biochemical limits. Like 7 o'clock in the morning, hey! What's going on? Let's get up. Let's go have some espresso. And everybody's like, shut up. So life is an anomaly. Anyway, so today, though, it is just a martini Prosecco day. And I thought I would have a little of the Saint-Germain elderflower liqueur. It's fabulous. It hasn't changed in years. The Atelier numéro 10 du 445 du 100. And just a fabulous little thing to throw a splash into some Prosecco for maybe just some more of a botanical. And that's how I feel today. So, let's jump into this grid. I haven't done a puzzle since the last time I did one with you. So, let's do this. Okay, so what do we got? We got a vessel for whitewater rapids. Now, when I grew up, it would have just been a tube, but I think we're talking about a raft here. Okay, so maybe do the crosses to start like we normally do. Let the cat out of the bag. I really don't know. That could be talk. Yeah, I guess with 4 letters, it could be blab. It could be sing. Though talking and singing, you're more like you're ratting something out. This is letting the cat out of the bag means it was probably an accident. So I'm going to go ahead and go with blab on this one. And then melting face or heart hands. I think we're talking about emojis. And when I say I think it's because I could be wrong. And I just don't want to make it sound like, oh, that's for sure raft. And I get up here and sure enough, it was a tube. Which it's not going to be. But if it were, I'm protecting myself, my ego, my sensitive ego. So, blank enchanted. I know my daughter's like this. I think that's L. I know we had it on VHS or DVD or something. Headwear. Okay, I think that was probably maybe a tiara. Because I can't think of anything else that she would have worn in that. Was that Reese Witherspoon? And by the way, I don't have... my other half behind me today. She stayed back in Texas, spending some time with the kids. So, be that as it may, that's just what we got. And so, yeah, I'm on my own. And doing the crossword by yourself on your own is no fun without Shotzi in the back kind of calling the shots. So, I don't even know who I'm talking to. Debriefed. It's got a question mark. Means it's to be something kind of clever. Throw one support behind as a candidate. Looks like maybe endorse. So if that's the case, then I think we've got naked here. And that's kind of fun. You know, being naked's fun. Shirley Temple for one. I guess they're going for a drink here, though it seems to me that they ought to be kind of throwing in that it's a non-alcoholic. Let's see. French River, where 2 World War I battles took place. I think that's the Marne. When I was in 3rd ID, our motto was Rock of the Marne, which me and my soldiers always threw to an Irish accent as if it were top of the Marne. Let's see. Goofy ascent that precedes artichoke. And I'm assuming they mean okie dokie. But I didn't know anything about artichoke. I guess I'm going to start saying artichoke after I say okie dokie. Okay, I'm going to keep up with the cool kids. Man, that is refreshing. That is very refreshing. Expression. Okay. Like stiff muscles. Creating a portmanteau. I call my sister Unsel. So if she were all muscly, she'd be Munsel. I just coined a new portmanteau. Speaking of, the oldest of our little one coined a new portmanteau that I thought was fabulous. It's I can't remember it right now. Something to do with difficult and fabulous, or terrifically difficult. And he just pulled it right out of his butt right there in the back seat when we were driving somewhere this last weekend. Just like, hey, do you know what a portmanteau is? He's like, no. I'm like, well, this is when you put 2 words together. You know, he's like, oh, well, yeah, I made one up. It was terrificult. And I'm like, that was brilliant, right? So good on you, Buckshot. Okay, one might be Horatian. Well, we know Horatio loved pinning those odes. Fam, formally, fam? When I think of kin, I don't think of anything formal at all. Profile features on dating apps. I would have thought that was maybe bios, but I guess maybe I didn't spell okie dokie correctly, which means I've been spelling it wrong all this time. Because, I think these are bios. Drone, would be a B or an ant. I don't see any AINS going on here, so I really think that bios, right? And ominous words on a flunked test. Oh, I hated that. See me, Mr. Combest. Let's talk about this F. Then we had a woolly mammal. Maybe a U. A female sheep. Peachy King. Swell. If that wasn't there, I would have said neato. Okay, pass into law. Looks like it's going to be enact. And now we have a dramatic literary device. Well, that could be a couple of things. We've got 5 letters. Is this an I? Gymnastic sequence involving tumbling. So if this is an F, like tea that's okay to have before bed, being decaf, though I don't think there's any truly decaffeinated classical teas. I mean, some of them, they still have a little trace amount of them, especially if they're going to have anything good in them for you. You know, like green tea, boy, that just might as well be cocaine, right? It's just green and it's healthy. So I think this is a floor routine. And if you hadn't seen that kid with his 6 quad jumps on the ice rink, oh my gosh, you got to see that. That was a great performance. Boxer who defeated Superman in a 1978 DC Comics issue is Ali. Atlantic or Pacific Cod. And what do we have here? Plus these others offers at Ali's or at all. Choices in a sleepover game. I guess since we ain't got truth here, we're going to have dare, assuming that decaf is correct. So dares. Truth or dare. Boys never played that crap. Like at sleepovers. I mean, We did if we were hanging out with girls at a party, sure, truth or dare, right? You know, but never just by ourselves like girls apparently did. Black Friday offer. No sales tax? I mean, made over renew is present, so maybe redid. Hawaii buy was also the way they would express hello, among others. Barrage, maybe to flood. Yeah, so look what we got here. Field protector. Ella enchanted. Gosh, I'm not too good with this stuff. I was about to say, what is this? This should be like a tarpaulin, a tarp for short. Passionately sings without. Maybe belts out. It's just not the same without Shotzi behind me doing that whole Shiva thing with the arms. Walk like an Indian idiot. Fish that can give a shock is an eel, also quite delicious in a sushi roll. Old habit. Well, what did nuns call habits before they were called habits? I don't know. Let's see. That would stink. I hope not. Something extended to a borrower. Okay, so what this looks like, this could be mammal whose scientific name is just its name repeated, and I know that is bison, which I always thought was kind of funny when I was in zoology in undergraduate. You know, a bison. Can I have the official scientific name, please? Yes, bison. Bison bison. Mammal, yeah, I got it. So let's see. Beverage with a seasonal pumpkin spice variety. Yes, of course, latte. Just carb-laden crap. Are you for reals? And what do we have? And I hate it when I bang on the microphone. It's got to bug you, and I'm sorry. Unit of phone service. Oh, see, I was thinking like minute phone billing. But this is a bar. Talking about the service. So what do we got here? Black Friday offer is maybe if that's a doorbuster, and this is a line of credit, then I think what we are talking about here is a tunic. And Jesus, etc. is a Wilco song that I'm actually quite fond of. Though my favorite Wilco song of all time has got to be Casino Queen. Yeah, that's probably my favorite. Highway no-nos for short. One up is to outdo. And mesh with one's peers. So, I hope spell it. Be nice if I spell it. Look, I've been up for 38 hours or something. Leave me alone. Highway no-nos are probably U's. If I spelled that correctly, does it need to be an I? Yes, apparently it does, because it's going to be fit in. I'm not batting much today. British Isles inhabitant during the Iron Age, which is, of course, the Celts. And I do believe they originated in Germany in the Iron Age and before, or in the Bronze Age and before. Man, am I tired. Gosh, it's going to hang in there a few more hours. I'll be fine. Grit is metal. And then what do we got here? Yale, for whom Yale University is named, and that's Elihu. No idea how to spell his name. It's true. The 12 of 1234, which what I think, if I didn't have this R down here, I probably would have put in noon, right? You know, thinking they just meant noon, but then I would have complained that it wasn't in military time. So I think we're talking about the hour. What do we got here? Stop right there. So hold it. Please don't move. Okay, so words to live by would be a motto, and I think we have a motion over here. I think I saw a glimpse of that legislative proposal. There's a motion. I motion. All favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Motion carries. TV drama. That's right. I was actually a commissioner twice in 2 different cities. And one time I was the chair of the commission. Good thing I knew Robert's Rules of Orders from my days as a vice president of the student Democrats at Texas Wesleyan University. TV drama about anarchist hackers. I don't know for sure, but I think this is Mr. Robot. It seems like I've read about it or something, but it's come up in the past, or it's iRobot if it's 1 letter's lacking. Offshoot of punk. If I didn't have this O, I would have automatically put in ska, and then I would have been very upset that it wasn't ska. And CeeLo Green's Forget You, notably, well, forget you is not what he said in the original. This must be the radio edit. Because he was talking about their grades. You remember up there at the top? Come see me, Mr. Combest, about this F. He was going to flunk you. Flunk you. But instead, he's all about, saying nice stuff. Okay, so end of the Greek alphabet, and it just so happens also the brand of my watch, an Omega. And let's see, I think online, that's in my opinion. And what do we got here? God only knows, vis-a-vis, wouldn't it be nice? Now, see, you'd have to have been alive back then. Like my Muti, Fati, they would have been alive in like that late 50s, early mid-60s time period when the Beach Boys and Jan and Dean were all of that, But when you come up into the 80s, really primarily, don't remember much of the 70s, but God only knows what I'd be, and then wouldn't it be nice? I mean, I don't know which one's the better song. I mean, they're both pretty awesome. One of them has to be a side B, so obviously if I didn't already have Mr. Robot there, I would have had a hard time figuring out which was side A or side B. So I'm glad to know that God Only Knows was less than Wouldn't It Be Nice for some reason. Okay, a pal in Peru is an amigo. Well, how sexist, because you can have a pal, a gal pal, who would be an amiga. Alluded to, got at, maybe. What does that give us here? Partner of after. Yes, of course, the Screen Actors Guild. Okay, let's wrap this thing up. We've been going way too long at this. In which you might talk through your problems. I'm just going to throw caution to the wind. Or maybe an oral exam. Watch it be a test or something. Let's see. A in German is ein or eine. Or einem, or einen. It could be a lot of different ein derivatives, so that could have been a little bit more specific. I am a fluent speaker of Deutsch, and I can tell you this is ein, eine, einen, einem. Pig Latin turned down. I guess this is ixnay. And I think I can say that I've said that in the past. Once or twice. Oscar-winning actor Michael Caine, of course. Sir Michael Caine. And let's see. Beyond chill. Okay. Icy. And then what do we got here? Where places, facilities where racquetball and basketball were first played for short of the Y. MCAs. It's fun to stay at the director, maybe Mel Brooks. Not gonna fit Albert in there. Expansive medical center headquartered in Rochester, Minnesota is of course the Mayo Clinic. And then we have Blank Horizon, which is the event horizon. Don't want to be caught near that sucker. Noble woman's title is The Lady, and we finished a Tuesday puzzle in 1629 with me just running my mouth. So, with that said, I hope y'all have a fabulous Tuesday. I'm going to pour some more of this wonderful stuff and then sit in a magnesium salt bath for probably 30 minutes to an hour before going in and finishing Gran Turismo. Got caught up a conversation with. I had a fellow sitting next to me from Austria, and then next to him was a woman from France. So we were having all kinds of linguistic fun on the plane. So I needed to finish Gran Turismo. But in the meantime, just learn how to say it in every language you can possibly imagine, right? Goodbye, hello, how much is this? Thank you, can I try this on? Where can I try this on? How much is it? Basic stuff, right? Hey, how are you? Are you feeling a little down? You got a little case of the Mondays today? Be nice to know that in every language you can think possible. So in the meantime, as a farewell, au revoir, arrivederci, adios. Que tengo un lindo días. Aloha, shalom, masalamatit, ambiet, and annyeonghaseyo. And cheers. I'm a dork. I'm overtired.